What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Twigger coming at you with another High ELO commentary, this time featuring the one, the only, Hotshotgg. You guys all know him, you all love him. He was the former top laner for Counter Logic Gaming, probably one of the oldest professional players that was in the game. He'd been playing the game for so long, he was so well known. I found an overall great player, but he did step down from that top lane in CLG at the start of the summer split after the summer relegation tournament, and Nian Tonso took his place. And as we can see in this game, he's playing Leblanc in the mid lane, so it could be a very interesting game. Haven't seen him play Leblanc before, so it could be quite cool. And also, he's not a typical mid laner, so see how that top lane and jungle skill translates into the mid lane. And it looks like we joined this game at just the right time, because it looks like the counter jungling Nunu has got himself into a little bit of hot water here with Graves and Blitzcrank. So let's start this game up and see how things play out. The exhaust did get burned down onto the Nunu, but it looks like they're not going to be able to seal the deal on a kill here. Jarvan even coming down from the blue team to try to make something happen, but looks like Nunu's just going to have to go back to his own jungle. He's going to have to chug a lot of pots in order to come back into this lane, into the jungle, sorry. Jack's doing a little bit of damage up in the top lane to that Irelia. And yeah, so Hotshotgg. Oh wow, oh my god, Nunu came back into here and actually stole the red buff away from Jarvan, even though he was at such low HP. And now look at the red proc damage. The additional slow coming out. Jarvan does still have his flash available. I don't know why he hasn't used it yet. There's the flash coming out of the Janna, and the snowball is going to be first blood for Boss Meow on Nunu. Who would have thought that being so low coming out of that jungle engage would lead with him stealing the red buff and getting the first blood onto Jarvan? Man, that was either some miscommunication on the blue side or just great play on the Nunu's part, but he definitely did something right there. Is getting that first blood and sealing that red buff. He was so low, I thought he was just going to have to go and get a lot of help on his own blue buff, but turns out that he knows a lot more about jungle Nunu than I do, because he ends up first blooding the Jarvan. I can't believe that Jarvan didn't flash earlier, knowing that the red buff proc was on him. I guess just thought that he was going to escape, but clearly a mistake on his part, because now he's dead. But here's Vayne taking a little bit of damage from the Graves, and Blitz landing the pull. The exhaust going down onto the Graves, but good shield. Actually, you know, there was no shield, actually. I don't know what. Felt like she healed a little bit there. Oh, she used the fort pot. That's exactly what it was. So she healed up a bit and managed to survive the onslaught of Blitz and Graves. And there's no sustain in either of these lanes. So it's going to be kind of challenging. These little trades that are going on really makes a big difference, because no one's going to be regenerating their health here. Janet does have the shield, so they do have a little bit more than the Blitzcrank Graves combo. But if Blitzcrank can land a pull onto this this Vayne, Hotshotgg catching Ryze out a little bit here in the jungle is going to land the stun. There's a Jarvan coming in as well. I don't think Ryze is going to be able to flash away from this one. No, Hotshotgg with that ignite, picking up the Ryze. Always good to see the person that you're commentating on picking up a kill, because I really want to see Hotshotgg do well here. So, little talk about Hotshotgg. He was the former top laner for CLG, Counter Logic Gaming, the NA CLG. I remember CLG EU before they changed their name to Evil Geniuses. But was the top laner. He was also a jungler at one point for Counter Logic Gaming. When they brought Voyboy in, but he went back to that top lane. But I can't talk about that right now, because Janna looks like she flanked around to try and get down this Graves. One more hit is going to get that true damage proc off on for that Vayne. And it looks like Blitzcrank is going to try to pick up the Vayne, but I don't think she's going to have enough there. There's the kill going on to the Janna. Probably wanted that to go on the Vayne, but man, Vayne just really barrier baited that Blitzcrank. But here comes Jarvan. There's the quick kill, and also got the knock up onto the Janna. I don't think he's going to have enough to kill her. Maybe if he had his red buff, but there's a teleport coming down from the Ryze, and it looks like Jack's DC'd as he's getting chased down by Nunu. Yep, it looks like he completely DC'd and just kind of kept running. I don't know what happened there, but they did take the kill on that one. It is ranked, so kind of one of those manners, but it's also ranked, so, well, he did DC, but you're going to get the kill on him anyways. He did stop running back to base, so I guess it is kind of fair. That was kind of a weird movement that he was doing. But as for Hotshotgg, so he's now out of the game. I don't believe he's planning on coming back to a team. I have watched a couple interviews with him just talking about why he made the decision to to drop his spot on Counterlogic Gaming. There's a whole lot of heat on him on Reddit and things like that. Just saying that he always makes the calls that are best for the team, but why has he dropped off the team or benched himself? So it's kind of a good sign of a good player that, you know, maybe he felt like he was kind of the weak link there, and maybe his time was up, so he did decide to kick himself off the team pretty much, so that way Counterlogic Gaming itself could do better, rather than just being possibly selfish if he wasn't necessarily at the top of his game and bringing the team down. So good on him. I still think he's a really good player. He's I find quite an honest player. He understands when he does something wrong, but he's also, I find, a good manager, calling out when things aren't being done right. So there's a whole lot of hype about Hotshotgg, about whether he's a horrible player or whether he's a good player. I don't really care about all that stuff. I do tend to like him, but I can't say I've seen him play. He's been playing a lot of LeBlanc recently that I've been seeing in kind of my like featured ranked games. So I think he's got quite a bit of practice on this, so he should be pretty decent at it. But once again, I haven't really seen his stream, so I don't know if he's streaming a lot of these matches, but should still be interesting to see, because, oh, look at the damage coming down. The Ignite's ticking down, and boom, there's an easy kill onto that Rise. Now, one thing that I feel like I do need to mention, this is the reworked LeBlanc. He has started playing that since the LeBlanc rework, so the her ultimate is based off of the level of her ultimate. So normally people would just rank up the Sigil of Silence, her Q, so that way they could combine the ultimate with that Q and deal ridiculous amounts of damage, but they would never really mimic any other spell, because you'd lose so much damage if you did that. So this is the patch where they've changed a couple things about her, the main one being that if you have 1 point in your E, her stun, her what is it, Ethereal Chains or something like that, it will still do a great amount of damage. Just because it doesn't matter the rank of the spell, it will still do the amount of damage just based on the level of your ultimate. So that way you can still get the utility out of the second stun. But Jarvan kind of missing his knock up there, but does manage to land the Cataclysm, does a bit of damage to the Irelia, but definitely not enough to kill her. Jax kind of stumbled a little bit in that queue, but did manage to burn the Flash as well and the ultimate from Irelia, so Jax might have a little bit of a window here. He is still 2 levels down because of that disconnect, but not a bad place to be. Irelia's going to go and farm in the jungle because she is kind of low now, so Jax can get a little bit of free farm, try to get his levels back up, and so hopefully it'll be a challenge to this Irelia again. It's always unfortunate when you DC in these ranked games, because like it or not, to what most people think, DCs aren't always necessarily somebody trolling your team like they just left the game. Sometimes people do actually have internet issues, and maybe they're... I remember I've had points where probably a lot of you can relate to this, is when your computer restarts to install updates and you forgot to do the postpone 4 hours, you postpone like 10 minutes or something like that, so in the middle of your game just restarts, and yeah, you know what, it happens. So can't really fault people on that. You can fault some people on that, but in a high ELO game like this, in the diamond rank, I really don't think these guys are just leaving the game. But look at the damage. There's the second part of the stun going off. The Flash is available for Hotshot, so he could easily kill this Rise if he sticks around. So I'm pretty sure he's going to probably want to be, or Nunu is going to stand here for quite some time. Look at the... Oh my god, the damage! Just absolutely blown, and that was without his ultimate on that Nunu. So this is something great to see when you have somebody who I find is very technically skilled, Hotshotgg, playing a very mechanically intensive champion like Leblanc, especially the new Leblanc, where you have to really think of every situation and use your spells accordingly, because now that each spell can be mimicked appropriately, you're now looking for utility in your spells. It makes her much more complicated, because it's not just about pure burst anymore with getting that mimic off on your Q. So look, as we can see, Leblanc is coming around this back part, using her W to get over that wall, and the bot lane does not know that this one's coming. There's the ultimate, sorry, the ultimate for the Ethereal Change actually missed, but Hotshotgg with that last auto attack is going to be enough to clean that one up. His W is now up, but there's a great knockup from the Jarvan. One more turret shot, it's actually going to be the perfect amount of damage. Kills off that Jan, and he walks away with a sliver of HP, like 10 HP going away from that one. Great little dive there, getting that last knockup. just to make sure that Leblanc can get in there and do the damage that she needed to do. So Hotshotgg sitting at 4-0-0 with 76 CS, and it's kind of interesting to see, because I remember when people like Reginald used to be known for his LeBlanc, used to get banned against him all the time, would always say that LeBlanc has nearly hands down the worst early game, because you have no burst, it's very, very difficult to last hit under turret because you don't do a ton of damage. And there's the Ignite actually going down onto Jax. He is not going to get away from that one. So Seal Bitron on this Irelia is definitely abusing the fact that he has a given advantage against that Jax. And the first dragon of the game going to the red team. But as I was saying, so with the new LeBlanc, hopefully we can see a bit of a difference in her early game. And now Jarvan trying his hand at this Irelia. He's going to have his... But look at the... Holy crap, that Wit's End. Just absolutely tearing apart that Jarvan. And wow, so 2-0-0 with 90 CS on that Irelia. She is very, very strong. Vayne getting that third proc off on her silver bolts, taking Graves down to under half HP. And there's Irelia coming in onto this Jarvan once again. And I think, is this gonna be enough? He can't chase. Is the Q up? No! No, it is not. So 5 seconds left to go on that. Pretty unfortunate, but now they're diving in onto this Graves in the bot lane. The smoke cloud did help him for quite a bit, but look at the damage going down onto this Vayne. There's a shield from Janna, and that's going to be enough. And wow, an execute going down onto Janna. Graves didn't hit her once. That is incredibly unfortunate, but you know, you can't always hit him. He was very focused on that Vayne, who was the one doing all the damage, but a great Janna shield keeping her alive, and Janna getting executed by the turret, but still getting the assist. So, you know, can't complain about that. She does lose some experience time, but does gain the gold. Not like she was really last hitting anyways. And now we have Nunu getting caught in the jungle by the Jarvan and the Blitzcrank, but quite a bit of damage coming down, but a great interrupt coming from that Blitzcrank, stopping that Nunu ultimate, and Hotshotgg coming in just to clean up that kill completely. And now Jax diving in onto this Irelia, the Ignite going down. It's going to be enough. That Empower doing a lot of damage, and the Ignite picking that one up. So Jax evening himself out here a little bit. Irelia, I think, was getting a little overconfident with how much damage she was doing. But luckily she didn't panic and flash. She did have that available. Because I know so many times when people do that, they get the Ignite on them and then they flash, not realizing that, you know what, the flash actually doesn't take the Ignite off of you. So good thing not to panic flash just because you got ignited. Just sat there and kind of took the death. She'll be able to go back to base, buy whatever item she's going to buy. Going to go for the Bilgewater Cutlass, and also as a ward. So she's going to be doing quite a bit of lifesteal alongside a lot of damage, and with the ward she's going to probably put down the river. Will hopefully be safe from any Jarvan ganks that are coming up. So she's feeling pretty confident to 1v1 this Jax. But we've already seen Jarvan do a few successful ganks here, so she's definitely worried about the threat of Jarvan. Let's see a little bit of the CS scores here. So the big difference coming from this top lane, 105 to 59 in favor of Irelia, 60 to 44 in favor of Nunu. We kind of expected that. Nunu does have a very fast clear, especially with these new jungle changes. 109 to 81, pretty big difference in favor of LeBlanc. Hotshotgg doing a pretty swell job in that mid lane. Went for a Magi Soul Stealer. I don't actually think I have a commentary where I said somebody bought a Magi Soul Stealer, let alone Hotshotgg playing LeBlanc in the mid lane. But looking down the roster, still 114 to 95 minions in favor of Vayne. She's also up 2 kills on the Graves. But Blitzcrank actually picking up nearly 30 CS to the 7 of Janna. So he has managed to pick up a couple items. He has matched Janna with those double gold per 5s. Or sorry, gold per 10. Sorry, I'm still talking like Season 2. But also picked up the Boots of Mobility with Home Guard already. So he's getting back to lane very quickly, and he's also being able to roam around the map incredibly fast. There's a lot of damage going down onto Irelia. The Ignite going down onto Jax. I think this is going to be enough to kill the Irelia because there's so many creeps hitting her right now. But now both of them are incredibly low. Jax does not have his Ignite available, so I don't think he's going to favor this one. But look at the lifesteal coming down from Irelia. She's going to go right in onto this Jax, but he is going to counter-strike. No damage is going to go onto him, and Jax picks up the kill. But sadly, there was no assist for Hotshotgg, so valiant effort coming up there to try to help out his comrade. But the kill going on to Jax is definitely where you want it, because he is kind of behind here. So having him pick up a couple kills, Jax is a late-game terror when he starts getting his damage on. Pretty failed Blitzcrank hook there, but Hotshotgg now coming in, does have his blue buff, landing a good ethereal I gotta check if that's actually the name of it. It's gonna drive everybody nuts if I'm calling that the wrong thing. Yeah, ethereal. I don't know how you say that. I'm gonna say ethereal, just because I think that's how I've always said it. But you know, it's how I roll. He's landing quite a bit of his skill shots, the W and the E. And as you can see from a couple of his ganks, he is going for different moves to mimic. But Blitzcrank now getting a bit caught out here. A lot of damage coming out of that Nunu snowball. And Blitzcrank is going to... Nope, never mind. I was going to say something, but so much damage coming out of him. Now Hotshotgg landing the ethereal change. And look at that, the double stun. That was very, very cool to see. The flash coming out from Hotshot, managing to get away from that Nunu ultimate. And I don't think that the ethereal chains are going to be enough. The shutdown coming for that Nunu, 500 gold to him in his pocket. That's going to be very, very welcome to him. And Jarvan now getting exhausted from the Jan. A great Monsoon pushing Jarvan over top of the wall, but the flash coming out to pick up. No, it's actually going to be Graves picking that one up. The EQ combo, sorry, missing on the Nunu. And he's just going to run away from this one. He is quite fast with his boots of mobility. And Graves is not going to be able to pick that one up. So I wonder what Nunu's going to go for here. He did go for the Spirit of the... Oh, look at the Blitzcrank pull onto that Vayne. The exhaust and the knock-up in the turret range. Doing so much damage. And the ultimate picking up the Vayne. The Blitzcrank with a great pull. 1v1ing that Vayne in the bot lane. Great, great play on his part. So as we were just saying about the Nunu, already has the Spirit of the Lizard Elder. No, it's not Spirit. It's the Spectral Wraith. Spectral Wraith. Come on, Twigger. You know this stuff. So Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, which has been said to be this kind of selfish AP item, as a lot of people are saying. It is kind of like Will of the Ancients, where it gives that that very nice spell vamp, which is great on Nunu because it does stack with his consume. So when he consumes something like Baron, that's how you pretty much do these early game Barons, because he'll get down to nearly no health, he'll consume the Baron, he'll pretty much be at full health again, and by the time Baron gets him down to no health again, his consume is going to be up again, and just rinse and repeat. But it also just gives all the stats that a champion like Nunu wants. And it managing to pick up the Aegis of the Legion as well. So definitely going to be helping out his team quite a bit here. The Nunu ultimate coming out, but being silenced immediately from the Blitzcrank. Great reaction time on that one. But it looks like Everlasting on this Blitzcrank is going to get taken down quite quickly by that Vayne, getting her a little bit of revenge. But looking up at the top lane, Jack's getting a little bit of revenge on this Irelia, but I spoke way too soon because she got the brush advantage and picked off that Jax coming out of that one. But as we can see, Jax is starting to kind of hold his own in that top lane against Irelia, when before he was just getting absolutely raffle stomped by her. So the couple kills that he's gotten are definitely helping up in that lane. He's managed to get a little bit more CS, but still pretty damn far behind in CS, 153 to 83. And now only one kill behind, but it looks like the second dragon is going to be going to this red team. So looking up at the gold, you know, it's only 11 to 11, so you feel pretty good about that. But 3 turrets to 1, 31.4k to 26.2k. Definitely not a gold lead that you can stick your nose up at. This is very, very good for this red team. I wonder if they kind of know the position that they're sitting in. A lot of teams seem to hit this lull where they don't think that they have the kind of lead that they really do. Because you see the kills and it's 11 to 11. You do have a couple extra kills, but a couple extra turrets, and when you count in those turrets and all those extra dragons, you know, your gold starts to really skyrocket, especially when you're looking at the CS differences as well. But Hotshotgg, the man of the hour, still keeping that pretty nice, almost 30 CS difference between him and Rise, and he is just stacking up his Magi's. It looks like it's only at 1 stack right now. But we're definitely hoping to see. I would love to see a fully stacked Magi's on Hotshotgg, because then he would pretty much erase anybody off the map. If he maxes out that Magi's and gets like his Death Cap and a Void Staff, it looks like he's going for a Deathfire Grasp actually, with that Fiendish Codex. But here's Jax now trying his best against this Irelia. Jarvan coming in for the gank. The Ignite going down on her as well, and the Cataclysm. I don't know if it's... Oh, there's the counter kill from Irelia. So it is still in favor of the Jax and Jarvan, because they did get an assist on that one, but still not exactly what you wanted. You really did want to kill that Irelia just flat, so that way Jax could stay up top, get a bit of free farm to try to catch himself back up even more. But, you know, a kill's a kill, and they did manage to get an assist, so overall good for the blue team. And now it looks like we have Nunu just kind of running around in the enemy jungle here. Does see the Graves coming through. He's going to try to run through this one, but Hotshotgg is right there, and Nunu does not want to mess with Hotshot. Nunu does have that Aegis of the Legion and a Null Magic Mantle, but against Morella Nomicon and the Magi Soul Stealer and the Blasting Wand and the Sork Boots, especially from Hotshotgg, not really going to do a whole ton for that Nunu. I still think that Hotshot will burst him down quite low if he gets his full combo out. And here comes Nunu for the Graves, and Hotshotgg was waiting for this one, really wanted this one to happen, it looks like. Misses the Ethereal Chains, but does get his Q off, but gets Nunu down to about half HP. He's trying to do as much damage as he can. The collateral damage hasn't come out of Graves yet, but here comes Jax, stunning down the Nunu, so he doesn't even get his ultimate off, and the shutdown going for Hotshotgg. They are just doing, I don't know if this is on purpose or if it's just they're having great timing, but the blue team has stopped nearly every Nunu ultimate that has come out almost instantaneously. So they've been doing a very, very good job at making sure that because Nunu's ultimate, the absolute zero, when you get that whole charge up done, it's going to do an insane amount of damage, especially because he's built a little bit of AP, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of AP and Magic Pen in his masteries. So huge damage that can come out of a fully charged absolute zero. And it looks like Janna, people are flashing in for this Janna, but a great tornado coming out to knock up that Jarvan. But still going to try. There's actually the Cataclysm lands on him. A great Monsoon taking Jarvan away from that one, but she couldn't escape still because the Jax comes in, counter strikes that one, and locks her up. So great plays on the Janna's part, but even better plays on the enemy team's part, picking that one up and securing another kill. And now it looks like Irelia's in a little bit of trouble here. The Blade of the Ruin King, I don't know if it's going to be enough to slow these guys down. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I didn't really know what to do. I panicked. I'm sorry. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Oh my god, I was going to die. But I'm really getting picked off. Hotshotgg now in a whole world of trouble. Going to have to use his ultimate with his W to try to escape this one, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The flash coming out. If Vayne gets one more shot. A great tumble away from the Jarvan EQ combo. Picks up Hotshotgg and gets a great shutdown bonus, but no one interrupted that Nunu ultimate. They're trying to do their best to take down this Vayne. Jarvan's going to take down that one, and Blitzcrank now coming in for support. Already used his W to try to gain as much distance as he could, but there's a grab coming in onto Nunu. He is blood boiled though, and Blitzcrank might have actually just saved him, pulling him into his teammate Ryze. And now Everlasting taking a lot of damage from the Ryze Nunu combo. I think Everlast might actually die here. He does. The knockup going down onto the Ryze, and now Jarvan is in a bad position here because he's just going to get absolutely destroyed by the Ryze, and Nunu slows and Janna slows and knockups, and yep, that's going to be it. So best NA backpack. Apparently, I guess he carries things is his claim to fame here. But yeah, I think Blitzcrank actually saved Nunu at that point because he pulled him into Ryze when before he was kind of in the midst of Jarvan and Jax, where I think he probably would have been picked up. So I think a little bit of an error on Blitzcrank's part, but you know, he's been having a pretty good game, so I'm not going to fault him too much on that one. But 2 kills ending up happening on that one. What else can we say? Hotshotgg has picked up a needlessly large rod, so he's definitely going for that Rabadon's death cap, which is pretty crucial on LeBlanc, just to get that real burst damage out, because it's basically, once he gets his Rabadon's death cap and maybe a Void Staff, nobody's going to be safe on this map. He won't be able to 100-0 somebody like Nunu, and probably not Ryze either because of that Spirit Visage and the Rod of Ages. But you're still not going to want to get hit by that whole combo because he will at least be able to take them down to half HP or lower, just because of the Magic Pen from the Void Staff. And he's got 3 stacks on that Magi's. And there's the damage going down onto Janna. The knockup coming out as well. And the Cataclysm, oh, but a great Vayne Condemn, stopping Hotshotgg right in his tracks against the wall. Jax is trying to take down this Vayne, but Vayne is just under turret now, so they don't really want to dive this one. Irelia coming down on a Runic Prism, landing onto the Jax, managing to pick that one up. Irelia getting the kill for that one, but all 4 people getting assists. Blitzcrank getting the kill onto Vayne. She was a little bit low here. The Blitzcrank grab is up, so I wonder if he's going to try to grab somebody, but he doesn't really want to grab anybody because he's already dead. So the Ace getting picked up by Ryze. Ryze is now sitting at 4-3-5, so even though he had a pretty rough time against that LeBlanc base, he did get so fed and he was behind in CS. He's managed to bring his CS to 173, above Hotshotgg's 156, and he's picked up 4 kills and 5 assists, so he's very much back into this game. And with the Rod of Ages Spirit Visage combo, it looks like he's going for an Archangel Staff. he's going to be very, very strong and very tanky, which is going to be the main thing, because that's the only way that you can really survive the Leblanc burst, is you've got to get your HP up and you got to get a bit of magic resist. But it's going to be interesting to see if Hotshotgg can do the damage that he needs to try to take down his opposition at this point. So I'm not really sure he's going to be able to. So everybody looks like they're just kind of farming up again. We'll take a little bit of a gander at the gold, as long as nothing substantial happens here. So the person actually with the highest gold, 10,340, is that Irelia up in the top lane. 237 minions to the Jax's 108. So doing a phenomenal job at last inning, and also 5, 4, and 1. But the next highest person on that team, 9,600 for that Vayne. And the highest person on the blue team is Hotshotgg with 9.1. So even Vayne, so 3 people on the enemy team are beating Hotshotgg, who is 8-3-0, the most fed person on the blue team. So there's definitely a big advantage for this red team that they need to try to abuse here. It's 45.9k gold to 38.7k gold. Big difference, 7k gold. Not really sure what the blue team can really do to come back from this one. They have to start playing pretty darn safe and hopefully catch them out in a bad position. Hotshotgg really needs to pick somebody off completely to make it a 4v5 fight. And then maybe you can start fighting these guys. Or if they dive underneath the turret, Jack's doing a lot of damage to this Nunu, but Jack's going to be taken out completely. Best back to NA, backpack that Rise, picking up that kill, and it looks like nobody was actually stopping the Nunu ultimate. A double kill for the Rise. Hotshotgg getting picked off by him, but also picking up the Irelia during that engage. And it looks like Rise is going to get shut down by the Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank seems to be getting a few too many kills, but a great flash buckshot for Coup d'Etat, picking up that, I believe it was Vayne getting picked off by that one. And it looks like Jan is in a bit of a precarious situation. Blitz is going to try a blind hook there, and Jan, it looks like she's just going to taper her way back. And this is a ballsy maneuver, but I like it. So it looks like Jan and Nunu are coming in to try to see what's going on here. I believe they know what's going on, and they do know where Jan is, so it's very, very difficult to do a Baron against a Nunu jungle because he has that Smite and the Consume, kind of like a Cho'Gath with his Feast. So it looks like that's going to be enough to scare away the blue team from doing this Baron. He did have enough mana to get that Consume off, so definitely a risky maneuver. But it looks like Nunu's going to try to stop. Yeah, he's just going to stop the Blitzcrank. But a great grab! Where's the knockup? Oh no, you didn't get the knockup! Why didn't you get the knockup? Oh no! There's the knockup, but way too late. The Absolute Zero coming out and getting knocked up, and here's Hotshotgg to do the damage. There's a double ethereal chains coming out, and there's going to be enough damage onto the Nunu. So now the Baron is looking a little bit more promising. I don't think they're going to do it because it looks like Blitzcrank and Jarvan are both going B to pick up some items, but definitely a well-deserved pickup there. And it looks like Hotshotgg is really favoring doubling up that E to get that double stun, which is incredible because they're going to be stunned for just so long. How much is the stun for this one? 1.5 seconds, and it reduces the movement speed. So, you know, that's it's going to be 3 seconds plus a whole bunch more time of them not really being able to move if you combo those correctly. And he's comboing those great. He's pretty much taking somebody out of the fight without killing them, just holding them in place. And you know, if he can land something like that on Vayne while his friends kind of just beat up on her, that's going to be very, very impactful. He did finish his Rabadon's death cap, and I'm wondering what he's going for next. He does have that blasting one sitting in his inventory, so I could only assume that he's going to be going for that Void Staff to get that magic pen, because currently 3 people on their team have very blatant magic resist items. Actually, can't remember if they shard. No, it doesn't give magic resist. I haven't seen that item in so long. So, yep, 3 people. So the Spirit Visage and the Wit's End for that Irelia, the Aegis of the Legion coming out for that the Nunu, and also the Spirit Visage for Rise, but also being so tanky with his Merc Treads and the Rod of Ages, and also the Frozen Art. But a great engage going down on the Rise, a great grab. And the Nunu ultimate has not yet been interrupted, so doing about half the HP of Blitz. and it looks like Nunu's in a bad position here. They're trying to do as much damage as they can, and Nunu's a bit split off from his team, but the Great Consume bringing him back to pretty much full HP. And there's the kill onto Vayne. That was a very important one, but now Irelia is doing work against his enemy team. Blitzcrank getting taken down by the ultimate from Irelia, and it looks like Irelia is still pretty damn healthy, doing as much damage as she can, but the Jan is going to have to flash away from the E from Leblanc, because if she gets stunned up, the enemy team is definitely going to take her down. So it's a 2-for-1 exchange, with Jax being incredibly low, in the single digits low. So a great fight for the blue team. And I wonder if they're going to be... there's the ultimate being used on the W for Hotshotgg, going to just get away from that one. But it looks like they're going to be able to take 2 turrets down for this. Still 15 seconds until Vayne gets back here. Irelia jumping in, trying to do as much damage as she can onto the Graves, but I don't think she's going to have enough. The Nunu is back up now. Look at the snowball damage. The Absolute Zero is already back up, and Jan is now chasing down the Graves. Ryze coming in with a teleport onto a ward. Great play, and there's the 3-man swamp on that one. Great play from this Ryze, doing a teleport over to the random ward that's just on the other side of the right side river. Teleporting to that one and just flanking them completely. Now Blitzcrank and Jax jumping in onto this Irelia. Great return kill. Blitzcrank once again picking up a kill with his ultimate, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think they would much rather see these kills going down onto the Jax. But Blitzcrank did use his money to pick up an Aegis of the Legion, which definitely helps out his team and saves a little bit gold for Jarvan. But now Jax and Blitzcrank are trying their best to stop this Baron attempt. And Blitzcrank is probably going to lose his life for this one. Vayne picking up the kill on that. And it looks like Jax is now in a very bad position. Double kill for the Vayne. And it looks like they don't really care about Baron anymore, because they can probably get an inhibitor out of this one, because everybody is actually still dead besides the Jarvan. They have a couple seconds with everybody still deceased. Pretty long respawn timers is what I was trying to say. 32 minutes into this game. Hotshotgg trying to do as much damage as he can, using his ultimate on his W, and it looks like the Nunu is going to fall from this one. Graves picking up that kill, and he's quick drawing into Jarvan's ultimate. Enough damage onto the Janna? No, it is not, but Jarvan's going to chase that one, flash in for that, getting the knock up with the EQ combo, and she is still quite fast with the slow coming out of the Jarvan, and I love Taeyeon is going to pick up that kill. Pretty sure that was how you say his name, but we still have Vayne and Ryze picking down this inhibitor turret, and there you go. There's the inhibitor, not the inhibitor turret. That went down pretty easily, and the inhibitor is now down, so 2-for-1 exchange plus the turret. Not really a whole lot you can say about that one. That was definitely worth it. They did stop them from getting the Baron, but it could be possible that they are going to go for a counter Baron now, because now they do know that Vayne is decently low, and they still have 15 seconds on the Janna and 6 seconds on the Nunu. So I wonder if they're really going to push for this one. It doesn't look like it, because Graves and Jax both went into this mid to try to push it out with those super creeps. Well, against those super creeps, I should say. Blitzcrank also picking up an Oracles to try to clear out some of these wards. Grabbing a Wraith. Just wanted to get that 5 gold. Probably needed a big item. I think that's what he was probably 5 gold away from a big item. He's going back right now. I would love to see if 5 gold was literally what he needed. So what does he get here? Does he get anything? I don't know if I saw him pick something up. I think he picked up that Glacial Shroud, but I'm not entirely sure. I stopped paying attention to take a sip of my beer. There are more important things in this world than what he bought, like my beer. But not a whole lot of action going down right now after that inhibitor got taken. When an inhibitor goes down for a team, it kind of hits the pause button for the team that's behind. They just kind of want to stop playing aggressive and really kind of farm up. Or they could do the exact opposite, as I was saying, and they're going to go for a Baron. But a great pull onto the Janna. She doesn't have her flash available, so she's going to get taken down completely for free. Blitzcrank with an awesome pull on that one, making this a 4v5 fight, and now the blue team really wants to fight this one. The interrupt going down onto the Nunu's ultimate, so he's not going to be able to get that one out, but Vayne picking up 2 kills here, Jace and Jarvan. Or sorry, Jarvan and Jax. Graves picking up a kill, the triple kill going for the Vayne. She is so strong right now, and Nunu getting caught a little bit out of position here. Graves having to quick draw over the blue buff wall. And this is the problem with having a fed Vayne. She got so many kills in the past few fights that she got her Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, and Last Whisper combo. With 227 CS, she's doing very well, and now she's just so strong. So if you don't kill her immediately, you get to late game Vayne, and well, she's you're gonna have a bad time, is I guess what I'm trying to say here. And as we were talking about that, super creeps have just gone straight into this base. And Vayne's going to try to do as much damage to that the first Nexus turret that she can. But it looks like Ryze and her are just going to take down that Nexus turret and probably going to take down this inhibitor completely for free because we're still waiting on 3 people, which are now just respawning. There's the second inhibitor of the game. Definitely not looking good for this blue team. Blitzcrank is trying to get in here to make a pull with those home guard boots, but not going to be fast enough to get this. And the red team now looking to go towards that Baron. Nunu and I really are coming down to join, but the blue team did ping that one out, and they did just clear out their base, so they will have enough time to have one more fight at the Baron, if that's really the point of contention that they want to fight over, because they did clear out the top and the mid. But if they wait around here for too long, the super minions are just going to go right into the base and completely take them out. Vayne is pretty out of position here. It looks like she was trying to take the red buff. So I wonder if they're going to be able to take this Baron in time before this fight engages. And Vayne popping her ultimate. I just want to watch this Vayne to see how much damage she's going to do. The Nunu ultimate does get interrupted. The exhaust going down onto the Vayne. Jax jumping in onto the Irelia for some weird reason. Jarvan cataclysming the Ryze and the Vayne, which is a great cataclysm, but it looks like they're just taking so much damage. Vayne's still alive using the Baron, finally getting taken down from the Graves. Graves taking down the Ryze as well, and it looks like Janna is alive as well as a very, very low Nunu. I don't think Graves is going to really want to chase this one because he's probably going to have to go back to base to clear it out, but it was a 3-for-1 exchange. I don't know if that was the a disconnect before that fight. Maybe that's what happened. But I thought I saw her kind of roaming around doing stuff, so I don't really know what happened there. But I do believe that Irelia was present for that fight using her abilities, so I think we were safe on that one. But all in all, that was actually a pretty decent fight for the blue team. When you're this far behind, you're 10 gold. 10 gold. Man, 10 gold behind, man. GG, just give up. You are so far. That's freaking, you're going to miss out on 2 Zyra plants, and you should probably just quit the game. That's a pretty big deficit. But 10k gold is what I was trying to say behind. It is very, very difficult to come back from that one. And they should have a ginormous lead on you in items, and with the 2 inhibitors being down, with the super minions coming into your base, they should have been able to win that fight hands down. But the blue team managing to stick it in there and get 3 kills and nearly killing the Nunu as well, and really Janna just being alive for that one, which was not really that big of a threat. So Graves being the threat on the team that was left alive, sitting at 8-4 and 10 with 322 CS, the highest in the game. And looks like Irelia, yeah, that happened. That was a thing. I don't know what that was. I really just kind of jumped into 5 people. I don't know if she was trying to be a distraction. She did reconnect, so I wonder if there's additional problems or something, but she was using abilities. I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but I really just kind of suicide bombing into that enemy team. This is definitely an opportune moment for the blue team to try to engage and make something happen, because it's going to be 5v4 for 30 seconds, and they could possibly take a Baron from this one. But look at the damage going down onto Blitzcrank from the Vayne. Jack's getting a great counter-strike and stunning 3 people on that team, but once again taking so much damage from this Vayne. They really need to try to take down this Vayne. Hotshotgg going to do his best to take her down, but dodging the ethereal chains, not taking any damage from that. And now here's Vayne just doing a ton of damage. She flashes out of that Jarvan ultimate, and she's pretty much single-handedly taken down this team so far. So a bit of damage coming down from the Graves buckshot, but Hotshotgg getting taken down from this Ryze, well, by this Ryze, and there's an invulnerable GA popped from the Jackson. He's now the only remaining member of this team. Like, I cannot stress enough how important it was to take down that Vayne right away. Everybody should have been right on that one, but everybody kind of waited and let her get 3 procs off of her silver bolts, and it just took people down to half HP. They engaged that fight 5v4, but they were all at half HP by the time Vayne was done with them. So I think this is probably going to be GG, because people are down. The main threat, Hotshot, is coming back in 30 seconds. So very well played from this red team. I really did like Hotshotgg's play on Leblanc. It was very, very well done. Fell off a little bit in that late game, picking up 9 deaths, I should say. And that Vayne really picking up the slack. She did have a very good early game, but wasn't really the carrying factor of that blue team. It was more that Nunu when he was like 4-1, having great ganks, and him picking up that first blood. But that late game terror of a Vayne coming back and just absolutely dominating the blue team on that one. So very well played. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that high ELO commentary, and well, as always, I will see you guys in whatever video I happen to upload whenever the hell I'm going to upload it. So see you guys next time and in my next video.